Glad to see you back. I am on another road trip, heading to a place called The Mummy in Utah. Nothing else around it. It's just a rock formation. Looks like a sarcophagus. It's Labor Day weekend, big holiday in the United States for those of you that aren't aware. We get a 3-day weekend. It's great. Traffic is crazy. I usually don't do anything on Labor Day because it's just crazy. There's people everywhere. But I found this rock formation in the middle of nowhere. I was looking at the Dark Site Finder website and was digging around through the darker areas of Utah, not too far away. Didn't want to do a road trip like I did when I went to Devil's Tower a couple weeks ago. Anyway, so I found this formation. It's really cool. There's really almost no pictures of it. It's just outside of Sunnyvale, Utah, I think it is. Not too far from a place I used to live, Vernal, Utah. So I'm on the road. It's not too bad. I'm actually just passing Strawberry Reservoir. Take a look out there. See that? Traffic has gotten a little bit better since I left, but it's slow going. Anyway, I'm going to do Milkyway pictures. I'm going to fly my drone around a little bit, shoot some guns, hang out, test drive a new tent that I just bought, a solo tent, because sleeping in the Ford Fusion is impossible and uncomfortable and miserable, and I swore I wasn't going to do it anymore. So got a single person tent, going to be setting that up. Hopefully there's nobody there. I doubt it, because there's just nothing there. There's just a building and this rock formation. Hoping it's going to turn out pretty nice. The weather's looking good. There isn't a cloud in the sky. It's super dark. It's the end of August, last day of August actually, and the Milky Way should come up relatively early. So I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Anyway, I will check back with you guys in about, well, I'll be arriving in an hour. I'll check back with you whenever. Well, I'm here. This is not exactly the way it looks when you look at it on Google Maps. I think I'm going to camp here. Got a relatively flat space. There's a sign that says public access, so I guess I'm going to be okay. But disappointingly, where I thought I was going to be, between some kind of an industrial building and the Mummy, is not as accessible as it looks like it is on Google Maps. Take a look behind me. So there's the Mummy, and there's a giant noisy building over there with all kinds of equipment that I can hear and will probably be listening to all night. And that is a cliff wall between the Mummy and my spot. I still think I'm going to be able to make this place work tonight, but I'm a little lower than I was hoping to be in order to catch the arm of the Milky Way. It's quite an angle between me and the Mummy. Not sure what else I can do. I may actually be able to climb up here a little ways, get a little elevated. That'll get me a little bit more horizontal. I'm gonna eat something, but then I'm gonna go over there. I might be able to actually get on that wall relatively easy. It looks like I might be able to hike up that and then maybe get there. That'd probably be really neat to set up camera. Use my wide angle, or my 24 millimeter at least, tonight. But like I said, I'm gonna have to kind of scope that out. But this is where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna get me some lunch. I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I haven't eaten since about 8, I think. I had my breakfast 8 o'clock. Anyway, stick around. Should be interesting. Hello everyone. So I'm on a little excursion here. I am walking up a short trail. There's supposedly some Indian hieroglyphics up here. Native American hieroglyphics. It's hot. It's so hot out here that I've stopped in the shade of this little tree right here, and I'm probably, I don't know, 50 yards from the beginning of the trailhead. It's a short one. It looks like it just goes back into this canyon back here. I think the signpost said 1.7 miles, but it very well could have been 0.17 miles. Doesn't look like it's going to be very long. This rock here lends itself very well to hieroglyphics, and they just last forever because it rarely rains out here. So I'm gonna trek along here a little bit now that I've had a little bit of a break. I've grabbed my camera just in case. Grabbed my trusty 24 to 70 millimeter 2.8 lens, Canon lens. If I need it, I'll have it. So let's go for a walk. The cloud's gone, the sun's gone behind a cloud, which is refreshing very much. Oh, I can see some hieroglyphics now actually. Just right here. Looks like some mountain sheep, mountain goats or something there. Get you in a little closer so you can see them. It's too bad what people do. They're graffiti. I don't see anything else on this hill, or on this rock, rather. Trail goes a little bit further this way though. Somebody making funnies. Something scrambling around over there in the rocks. Hopefully no snakes. I don't need to see any snakes. Oh yeah, here's some more. It's like yep, it's proof. I knew it. I knew it. Look, aliens exist. They must. And that one's got some kind of a death ray beam. See that? That, or maybe they were giving Native Americans the DNA technology. But there you have it, folks. I knew it. Aliens exist. No other explanation for that. Or, who knows? Please, I'm kidding. That is not my speed. Anyway, that's really neat. It's kind of scary that they'll just let you walk this close up to it with no little fence or gate or anything to keep people from doing this stupid shit that they've done here. Like somebody's playing tic-tac-toe on the rock or something. Lovely, brilliant people. What do you do? Anyway, let's go further down the trail, see what else there is. Maybe there's some further proof of alien technology. I am beginning to think that this trail is a 0.17 mile trail and not 1.7, since parking lot's right there. Just a guess. Just a guess, but I'm pretty sure. All right, here we go. A lot of stuff here. Kind of makes me wonder what, if this was a story that was being told or something. There's another small one here. It's like a deer or an elk or something. And a bunch of dots. And I wonder if the dots are some kind of counting indicator or something. That looks like a human did that. Looks like the monkey from some Dustin Hoffman movie. Over here, a bunch of stuff. Don't know what it means. It's cool though. Probably hard to tell the scale of that. Maybe you can tell with my big fat head in the way. I'll put my arm back. Anyway, neat stuff. Let's go a little bit further here. Yeah, there's some more stuff here. These canyons are literally littered with this stuff. It's a perfect riding mechanism for these guys, or medium, I should say. Everybody wants to tell a story. There's a couple more little goats over there. And a snake or something, maybe. A little bit of a weed there in my thing. A little bit of a weed there in my camera lens. Anyway, I'm gonna get a picture of this guy. Oh yeah, beautiful. Pretty tactical shot there. Framed it, snapped it. Pretty much it. Good stuff. It's a beautiful place. I love this place. This is my kind of country. Let's go see what that is up there. Something interesting ahead. Let's go see what it is. More aliens. Yeah, sure enough. Scorpion, maybe? Not sure. Looks like some more graffiti. Lovely. Apparently Mike loves Becky. Good stuff. So, ignoring that and that, that's something. Not sure what. There's nothing really else on this wall. Interesting. I love this stuff. Killing time in the desert. Waiting for the sun to go down. This is just a very small distance from where I'm going to be camping. The mummy is just behind, straight out there where you can't see the mummy, but it's just right there. This little cove here. Looks like the trail goes this way though. Is this it? Is the end of the line maybe? Can't tell. The trail's not very clearly marked out here. It was from the onset. Not so much here. Oh, well, speak of the devil. There we go. Trail. Apparently that way takes you back. This way takes you further. Let's go this way because this has been a minimal hike, even for my old lazy butt. This is preparing me for the climb I'm probably not going to do later, since in further looking at it, that's back over to the Mummy. To be able to get up around that industrial complex and then back to the other side of the Mummy, two things. I think it's going to be, I'll be too close, and then I'll actually have to aim my camera up even more of an angle, which means I'm going to get less Milky Way than, you know, what I'm hoping for. So most likely I'm just going to kind of make use of my afternoon, since this sun has been behind this one cloud almost the whole time I've been walking here, except for the first 3 minutes. Anyway, I don't think that it's going to do me a lot of good to go out and hike that mountainside to try to get closer to the Mummy. It's just not going to pay off. So, well, let's see. I know there's a road around here somewhere. Not really sure where it is. Maybe this is it. Anyway, well, that was cool. So, last look. That's all back in there. That area. So I think I'm gonna head back, maybe get my tent set up. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna use it. I know I don't want to drive back in the dark because a lot of deer. And when I was driving out to Devil's Tower 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I was white knuckle all the way, because there were several times when I come around a corner and there were deer right in the middle of the road, just right in the road. I had to slam on the brakes and squeeze by them. But anyway, catch up with me in a little while. So I've been killing time, waiting for the sun to go down. Had me a sandwich, a little glass of wine, and no, not from a box this time. It's from an actual bottle, high class, with a real screw top. Yeah, screwed right off. It's good. Anyway, the place that I was at is actually called Daddy Canyon Complex. This is where we were looking at the hieroglyphs. So I've been just kind of hanging out here, helped some people that were doing some volunteer work for the BLM. Helped them remove a registry box that was, I think, probably had 3 feet of concrete down. A guy dug a hole and snapped like 3 tow straps trying to yank it out with his truck. Anyway, just waiting for the sun to kind of do its thing. As you can see behind me, it looks like there's some stuff happening. The Mummy, though, you probably can't see back that way, but it's in the shade, not in the sun at all, and probably won't be. So even if I'm here when sun sets, probably not going to be great. Other than behind me, But I have had this cloud. See that cloud back there? There's been a cloud back there probably 2.5, 3 hours, I think, at least. But it looks like when the sun goes down, I might get something here. I know I'm not going to get anything back where I was going to camp. Besides, it's noisy and that building is disturbing, and just not super happy with the location. I mean, other than the canyons. Canyons are beautiful, don't get me wrong. I just had this picture of what I was going to be doing and how the mummy was going to be, you know, Milky Way coming out of it and all this stuff, but doesn't really look like that's going to happen. But we'll do some stuff anyway. We'll get some star pictures, and but I'm going to hang out here in this canyon until the sun actually starts to light up. We might get some pretty stuff, especially with the cloud being there. It might actually light up and do something for us. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna set up my new tent, hopefully. See if this thing was worth the $69 I think I paid for it. It's a Eureka Solitaire. Brought to you by Eureka Outdoor Equipment. No, not so much. All right. Well, appears to be inflated. Let's see if we can get it in there without sending any bugs along for the ride. Let's be quick. Be quick or be dead. Get in there. Oh, almost got one. Oh, haha. Missed out, buddy. All right, that looked good. Oh, bad news. I just realized a horrible mistake I made. Horrible mistake. So, tent, right? Check. Air mattress. Nice, fluffy, comfortable air mattress. Check. Sleeping bag? Not so much. And now that I think about it, jacket? Also not so much. So not only do I not have a sleeping bag, I don't have a jacket. So if it gets at all cool, which it's guaranteed to happen, I might be staying in the car. I don't know. I'm hot right now, but I've been moving around doing my thing. So, shit. Stupid. Oh, but I brought my drone, and I brought my guns, and targets even. Targets in case, there wasn't enough rocks to shoot at. I could set up a target. Some drinks, some water. I won't die, but might get a little chilly tonight. Stay tuned. We'll see. Well, folks, more disappointment. Sun's going down. You can see it behind me. I'll try to not overdo it, but nothing in this canyon is lit up. Look behind me, nothing is lit up. Kind of not a big shocker. No sleeping bag, that's a problem. If it wasn't for the fact that I have to go through heavy deer country which I did a couple of weeks ago on the way to Devil's Tower, I don't really want to do that. I'd probably pack up, but here's the deal. I came here to get star pictures. I don't know if I'm going to get Milky Way pictures because of the angle that I have to deal with. I had these visions of setting my LED brick light up behind the mummy, you know, this dramatic backlit with the stars and the whole thing, but I'd kill myself trying to get up there. There's just no way. Not happening, not even a little bit. The best I could probably do would be to hike up that in the dark, mind you, just to get the angle a little better. But honestly, I'd have to go up there pretty high. And since I'm out here where there's no cell coverage, there's maybe a car every 20 minutes right now down this road. I don't really want to risk that. If I was to fall or break my leg or something, I'd basically die up there, or I would suffer quite a bit until my wife finally decided that I wasn't making it back and sent the search party out, which nobody wants that. Right? I know I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick with the plan. I am gonna come out of here with some Milky Way pictures, or at least some star field pictures, and I just hope that there's enough light on the mummy to where you can see it. Obviously it'll be a silhouette. You can kind of see it now. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Zoom. And you can see there will be a silhouette there. Anyway, lovely foreground object with the industrial, whatever the hell it is, and it's still running. It was louder earlier. They had the generator like running full speed. Now I think they've got it lowered down. It's probably in weekend mode or something. I saw a guy leave earlier about 5 o'clock, and it did get quieter. So he's probably shut the air conditioner off, but whatever it's running, it's still noisy. Not crazy. I'll survive. Anyway, I'm gonna make the most of it. So I've got some time to kill. It's 8 o'clock now, and I'll be chilling for at least another 3 hours before it starts to get really dark. So I'll probably sit and watch the bats. This is great country for bats. I love it. In fact, there's one right there I can see. I'd show you. You will not be able to see him, but they're down here eating the bugs. It's what they do. We like them for that, for sure. Anyway, so I will do a video later with the results, maybe even while I'm doing some shooting. So, and unlike my last trip, I will illuminate myself so that the footage is usable. That's my goal, usable footage. Should always be a goal if you want to be doing YouTube. Nobody wants to see a black screen with, you know, especially with me just rambling on about blah, blah crap. So anyway, stay tuned. It's going to get better. It's 9 o'clock. I just took a couple of test shots. I think I had the focal length in a little too tight for the amount of time I want to run the shutter for. So I think I have it now right around 40-ish. So it's opened up a little bit. My 10-second shutter is showing the Milky Way to the right of the mummy. And it's very prominent, actually. And as the night goes on, it's going to move to the, oh, there's a bat flying over me. It's going to move over to the west, kind of as the rotation happens. Anyway, it's a little bit early. I can still see a little bit of twilight off to the west. So it's going to get darker. I'm hoping that I can play around. I may have to actually bump the ISO up a little bit. The images are relatively dark. I'm going to take one for you now, and I'm going to document the image number so that I can put it up. So this is 9 o'clock, and the 10-second timer, 1474 is the image number. That's at ISO 1600. I think I'm actually going to bump that up because I think as the night goes on, I'm going to need that up a little bit higher as we progress here. So I'm going to find my illuminator button here, and I'm going to set that to 3200. So right now, 10-second shutter, f2.8. The ISO is going to be up at 1600. Right now, the image I just showed you is at 1600. It's got some stuff there. And when it gets a little bit darker, we'll be taking multiple images, so I'll be able to stack them up a little bit. And I think it's going to work out really well. But I did change the focal length from 70, which does give me a nice shot of the mummy and the mountain next to it. But yeah, anyway, so stay tuned, and things will get better as the evening progresses. All right, stay tuned. Well, productive, I think. I think we did pretty good. Let me run you through a little bit what I did. More for me, maybe, than you, but you'll probably want to know. So I had my 24-70 on here initially, and I was taking 10-second exposures at 2.8, f2.8. Took about 20 shots. Tried to get them set up so that we could stack them. Recomposed a little bit. Took another set. I was using my watch, so during the day I cover my lens with my hand when I'm doing like a run of shots, but at night obviously that doesn't work as well, so I used my smartwatch, and I basically just placed it over the lens and took an exposure so that I would have a bright frame. The bright frame in between the sets kind of helps me in post-processing so that I know what I'm doing. So the first set was with my 24-70 at 2.8, 10-second shots. Got a bunch of those. The Milky Way is looking fantastic out here. This is definitely dark place. And then I switched to my 24mm f1.4. Much brighter. The Milky Way looked a lot brighter. I took a set of those at 10 seconds, probably about 10 or 15 images, I don't remember. I'll stack them up. And then just to kind of finish things off, because the focal length is at 24mm, theoretically I should be able to take 12 to 14 second shots without having too much streak from the stars. So I went ahead and switched to 15 seconds and took some images at 15 seconds, f1.4, and super bright. The Milky Way, just beautiful in there. I think I managed to miss planes and satellites, so I think the images are going to be pretty good. Some of the images do not have the mummy in them. Some of them do. I think the first set with the 24mm f1.4, I did not have the mummy in it. And then the last set here, I went ahead and recomposed, and the mummy's in there. And it's going to be a little difficult to stack those images because as you stack the images, the star field is moving, and of course the landscape's not moving. So I'm going to have to pick a frame maybe in the middle where the silhouette of the landscape is, and then stack the images, and then we'll see what happens. I think I'm done for the night, I don't see any more images, really, because it's dark. It's already dark. So I think I'm going to try to get some shut-eye and maybe get up early tomorrow. The sun should come up that way. I don't know if there's enough gap in this canyon to illuminate the mummy, but I came to the mummy. I want to shoot the mummy. So I'm hoping that tomorrow morning the sun will come in and illuminate the mummy for me, and either way I'll shoot some stuff in the morning and then head back to Salt Lake, and I'll put all this stuff together for you, and we'll see how things go. Well, good morning, everyone. Another rough night sleeping in the car. Anyway, sun's coming up. It's about 25 after 6, and I'm looking to get my last shot of the mummy. So I figured I'd have a sunset, I'd have the stars, and then I'd have a sunrise. And it looks like the sun is going to hit these this formation, which is great. And anyway, so I'm kind of getting set up. I am going to autofocus. Sun is just starting to kiss the rock just a little bit. It hasn't come up yet. Let's see if you can see this. I had to crank the ISO setting up on the this camera here because it is still a little bit dark. We're getting there though. We're starting to see some stuff. Put you down here and let's get some settings fixed here. So had my ISO cranked up last night, 3200. Don't want to go there. Gonna go 100. Aperture to 11, which is about a 13 to 15 second exposure right now. It's still a bit dark. I'm gonna go ahead and take one. See what it looks like. It is an interesting light this morning, so give it a few seconds here. So unfortunately, there really isn't anything interesting going on in the sky this morning. No clouds, other than the bats. The bats are back out. So last night they all went home, and nothing but bugs after that. The bugs weren't really that bad, as long as I didn't have a light on. Other than the occasional impact that I'd feel from one, they really didn't bother me. But earlier, 6 o'clock, when I was looking out the window, I could see the bats buzzing around. So now I'm just gonna wait for the light to do what it's gonna do. I'm gonna deflate my bed, my tent, throw it in the car, and head out of here. Go find somewhere to have me some breakfast. I'm not having a turkey mustard on wheat sandwich for breakfast. Not gonna happen. But I am gonna have an iced coffee, or a cold coffee anyway, frappuccino. So I'm gonna do that while I'm waiting. Looks like we're gonna have sun any minute. Well, not much happening here with the light, really, at all. But had a good time last night. The Milky Way looked fantastic. And, sleeping in the car is always a joy. Neck is recovering nicely now. I kept waking up. There was a few times I woke up, couldn't move my head. I had to grab my head and actually move it manually with my hand, because it was hurting. Anyway, I lived. Oh, I survived. Gonna get this tent broken down. So I'm probably just gonna stuff it in the car and fold it up when I get home. But I think I'm gonna take, I'll be here for a little bit. Maybe the sun hasn't quite come up and hit the mummy yet, but I think it's going to be a bit of a boring sunrise. The rest of the canyon's kind of the same thing. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it, see. Well, the sun is definitely coming up, and it's lighting up this canyon. I don't think it's going to get to the mummy, though. Unfortunately, I think this time of the year the sun is too far south, or maybe it never gets far enough north to light it up there in the morning. I did just take an image here with the mummy, and this guy here that's lit up. It's pretty. I don't know if nothing life-changing, but it is pretty here. I do like it. Again, this is my favorite type of country to be in the desert with the rock and the red. It's just beautiful. So I think I'm going to take one more picture and put everything away and hit the road. Go get some breakfast. Awesome. So bye for now.